have been
Press a button and you get an output.
clients don't want you to talk
Common joke on instant coffee machines.
controversial करते कुछ crazy ऐसा. What do you do, Amit?
Yeah, I'm a designer, a graphic designer.
Oh, I thought you design clothes also.
Can do it.
What clothes have you designed?
And design t-shirts.
Like?
Like the one we are wearing.
Exactly. So Amit, today here I want to talk to you about a very serious topic actually. How many years of experience do you have in design?
More than 18.
I'm 28 right now. You have 18 years of experience.
Almost half your age.
Yeah, more than half
your
my
age.
Yeah. I'd like to say, what gave you the balls to enter a field where, like, you know, we don't do like proper design. You've been doing proper design since I think before I was born.
Ages.
Yeah, ages. What got you into the social media marketing design field where every day it's a new idea, every day it's a new change?
You can design for anything and everything. People perceive design as, if you're a graphic designer, you can only do posters, you can do...
So are you a graphic designer?
For a layman's term, yeah. I can work with a carpenter to design a table as well. It has nothing to do with not knowing the art of like cutting the wood and...
So when you say
the idea
design,
is
it's everything in design. Like
Everything
it
in
can be
design.
designing a wall, it can be
Yeah.
designing clothes, it can be designing...
It is a corporate office as well.
So design is everything.
Skill set to design an interior of an office is completely different. Our process behind it is an idea based, correct? To execute, you need an interior designer. What kind of wood?
What's your expertise in? Like you said, see, interior design is an interior designer.
Yeah.
We know कि we listen to it and say interior designer matlab he must be designing interiors only.
Barabar.
What is your expertise?
I'm not defining my expertise as a graphic designer.
Okay.
Person wants to create a brand, so that can be a start of it. Or if somebody has existing brand, but he wants to reform it, or rehaul it, or relaunch it. So that positioning of that brand in that current scenario versus how the market is going to change in the next 10 years.
And
Yes.
you've been doing this for 18 years.
Yeah.
How many brands have you seen change and die or grow?
Grow quite a few brands. You have to be ahead, especially when as a brand also you have to be ahead of the curve.
You've been designing for 18 years and you have been taught that readability, design, there are ratios, there are so many technicalities to doing design. But in today's generation of speed and social media, how many graphic designers do you actually think follow these rules and does it make a difference?
Take an example of riding a bicycle.
Okay.
As simple as that. So there are basic steps to learn.
Yeah.
You can't on the first try to not wheelie it. The basic steps you need to how to get on the bike.
Okay.
How to.
But Canva has made riding a cycle very easy now. You don't need to be a graphic designer.
Yeah, but do you have the eye for it? Do you have aesthetics for it?
But what difference does it make?
Of course, it makes it a lot of.
There are so many viral posts that are going that are not even design ratios.
The consumers are very clear. The consumers are very knowledgeable today. They know what is good and what is bad. Today, brands, why some brands really invest in branding, not in the product line, because brands can go along with product line can die in few days.
Correct.
So, again, the industry of is like fashion.
Okay.
This is fast fashion industry.
Yeah.
So products wise, of course, they are aesthetically looking. When you wear a clothing item from many of these fast fashion brands, they are aesthetics.
Correct.
But the materials they use, are they going to stay for a longer run? No. They will.
But again, coming back to my question that I asked you in the beginning, you have been taught that design is technical.
Yeah.
In today's world, clients don't want you to take 1 week on a creative.
Yeah.
They want it done in 1 hour. So
But
what do you do?
That's not today's world also. I would say that was 15 years back also. So like, the common joke is we are not instant coffee machines. The designers are not instant coffee machines where you can just put in the brief, press a button and you get an output.
ब्लैक कॉपी चाहिए मेरे को ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट क्रिएटिव दे दो कलर चाहिए मेरे को कलर प्रिंट दे दो
It was there, the same thought process was there 15 years back also. We kind of made a way around it that time also and we will make way around right now also.
So when you are given like a client gives you direction कि मेरे को creative ऐसा चाहिए, do you first think about it in terms of कि will it stand out or is it readable?
No, will it stand out? So if competitor is doing colors, the moment you want to enter the same competition with the same thought process, the way to stand out is to black and white, because all of a sudden.
But the client doesn't want black and white.
No, but then that signifies na the only way. If all of us are wearing black and a person wearing white, definitely it's going to be sore in the eye.
Yeah, but the client has a brand manual. The client has 4 colors that they want you to use. You can't just go and tell them that black and white is going to stand out.
No, of course. See, communication doing it different, and branding is doing it different. A communication can be black and white, doesn't matter. Say Shoppers Stop years back, when everybody is doing fashion in colors, Shoppers Stop did a campaigns in black and white. The reason
Yeah.
was that for them people
But
now
where is Shoppers Stop today?
they didn't keep up. No, and unless until the brand has to keep up, they have to think 10 years ahead.
So you as a
For the
designer,
consumer as well.
you as a designer, when you design something, you think about the consumer or the client first. That's my first part of the question. The second part is, you as a designer, what are you doing to keep updated with the current scenario? Because you're 42
Yeah,
and there are designers who are 16,
absolutely.
and the 16-year-old designer is trying to charge something that a 42-year-old designer is doing, like charging. You're charging 1 lakh, the 16-year-old designer is also charging 1 lakh.
Yeah.
When a client comes to them and the client says ki the 16-year-old designer is giving it to me in 1 day, you're taking 1 week, why should I pay you 1 lakh? What is your answer to them?
Okay. A simple answer to it. If something goes bad, the one day or one 16-year-old designer doesn't know how to rectify it.
What if he does?
Doesn't know.
With Canva,
That will only come with experience. See, the backlash, campaigns, designs, everything has a backlash. I think the best example is also a fact of experience can go bad as well. I'll tell you that. We know Gap logo,
yeah,
how it was that. The company wanted to target new audience. They said, okay, we'll like refresh it for a newer age audience and we'll change it. They spent millions of dollars on that. But they got a backlash because consumers were not looking. But the legacy of a brand is so much that you can't change. Nike can't change its logo.
yeah. Imagine a tick mark becoming a plus sign. Nike plus.
The recent example is Decathlon. I think there's a mixed review overall.
But you still aren't answering my question.
So that's one part. So especially in design, there is backlash is less if I'm to come to that. But in branding, the backlash is more. In communication, backlash is more. If you don't have the sensibilities when you're doing a campaign, if you don't have the sensibilities of what the consumers might perceive as, and it can backfire, the company has to bear a brand.
But you can't explain this to a client, right? A
No, of
client
course.
is telling you, bro, 16 साल का बच्चा मेरे को 1 लाख में करने दे रहा है.
करने की बात नहीं है. It is not about the cost. The
एक दिन में.
backlash. The backlash. If it
But
really
client
goes
doesn't
wrong.
care ना, उसको,
No. The
उसको
client
एक
will-
दिन में चाहिए. वो कल मेरा like see nowadays advertising is like this. Zomato, Amazon, you see holdings come up. One day some viral content is gone on digital media, AI has come up, Zomato is up there. Do you think Zomato has younger designers or older designers?
They have. It's not about design then. That's our communication. We're talking about Zomato
Okay.
or Zepto or
Okay.
Swiggy. So that's a communication design.
Okay.
So communication design, of course, these guys who create this viral campaign also at the drop of a hat are experienced guys.
Oh, they're not 16
They're not 16 year old. Of course, the copy may like sound quirky. They might be written by 18-year-old who has a like flair of the language or that
Okay.
flair of the consumer. But that's what it is.
But how
It's a
are-
mix of experience and the young.
But how are you making the client understand this? See,
Of course,
I
the
am
client
understanding.
is not going to come to. There are very like percentage of few clients would like out of 100%, only 2% would go very young agency जो 17-18 साल के बच्चे हैं.
So you're telling me it's better to have a team mixed with younger and older
Yeah.
experienced people because you get the quirkiness from a quirky and
Or
quirkiness from a
yeah,
younger
quirkiness and of course the fresh ideas, but balance that out with the experience that at least as an agency you won't go wrong.
But तू एक दिन में creative बना के दे सकता है,
क्रिएटिव मैं भी बना सकता हूँ,
तो फिर बना के क्यों नहीं देता है?
लेकिन मुझे नहीं बनाना है.
But what difference is going to make? 1 day, 1 week.
That's not me. It's
So then why do you take 1 week?
why I take 1 week, because my experience is that it takes
So you are saying because you are experienced, you want to hurry to do that. Wisdom you basically mean.
I'm not in a hurry to do that. I'm not in a hurry to prove to the client as well.
So there is no other reason. You can do a creative in 1 day.
Anybody can do it.
So then why don't you do it?
It's like you can do with all the tools with have like not in 1 day. You need a half a day.
Yeah, then.
But then ultimately it comes down to what is the design, what is the idea, what is the
But you are the expert.
yeah.
If a 16-year-old is doing it in 1 day and there is going to be backlash, an experienced person should do it in lesser time, na?
Yeah.
Then why don't you do it?
But then that has to have complete backup research. No, why I'm doing this?
So you are telling me it takes you in 1 week 6 days to do research and 1 day to make the creative. So when I tell people कि I'm going to edit it in one day and give you delivery after the
yeah, because your years of experience in doing editing.
but I still do it in one day. I don't do research.
I'm not saying that. That's why I'm coming to your answer. You can do it in one day because you know what the this thing end result you want to have. Secondly, it is more audiovisual based.
Correct.
There's no perception value into it. What I see is what I get.
Correct.
You know, in a communication and a design, there are a lot of perceived values.
Correct.
You may like it, somebody else may not like it.
Yeah, of
In
course.
an audio or audio visual format, like a film or like a video, 70% is people gonna like it.
Yeah.
30% is not. With any product, any brand, anything that has to have physical form, and not a screen form, there's always a higher perceived value for it.
Coming back to our point about a 16-year-old versus a 42-year-old,
Yeah.
how would you like to end this, and what wisdom would you like to give other 16-year-old, 21-year-old designers about speed and accountability?
See, I'm not going to compete with them on speed. Definitely, they have the skill set, and definitely they're much more capable than if I was a 16-year-old when I was. What they need is a guidance. What they need is to find what is exactly what is required, and how to put it in a way that kind of communicates both their style or what consumers or the brand style is. At the same time, be fast. I think with a little bit of wisdom. I think wisdom is only 5% in that.
Crazy.
But that's what makes a lot of difference sometimes.
So 1 lakh is a go. 1 lakh 1 week, not one day. Sorted.